Hi, Dave Spalding, Handgun Combatives. One of the more common questions that I get in my classes is, where do I carry my pistol? Well, that's really not a dumb question. A lot of people don't realize that there are better places on the body for them based on their body shape, size, and things like that. Case in point are females. Females tend to be wider at the hips than they are at the waist. So carrying a gun right at 3 o'clock would cam the grip into their torso, making it hard to draw. Whereas moving it kind of slightly forward and canting it back a little bit where they can get it out of the holster would maybe be a better choice. You got to kind of experiment with that kind of thing and decide what works best for you. My suggestion is, though, is truly do that experimentation. Do that critical thought. Just don't take some instructor, including me, our word for it. Where is the best place to carry for you? Think about that. Give it critical thought. Work with it. I can give you a guideline, however. Understand, first of all, that when your hand is shooting, it's not locked straight like this. If I put my arm straight out in front of me like that at a 90-degree angle, you can see my wrist will be locked. But everybody realizes, whether you're a target-focused shooter or a sighted shooter, whatever the case may be, the best place to get the gun is up in front of your eyes at the eye threat line. Well, as you can see, when I do that, it's no longer straight. My wrist is kind of canted, locked in behind the pistol as I lift it up beyond that 90-degree angle. So having that hand at that angle right there is a good indicator of where you should put your gun. Now let's use that as a starting point. So I'm going to stand straight up like this, and I'm going to let my arms hang naturally at my side. Now I'm going to just kind of blade my hand so you can see it a little bit better, and I'm going to lift that up, trying to get that particular angle. As you can see, right here at 3 o'clock would be a very natural place for me to mount my pistol. And quite frankly, folks, this is where I carry my gun these days, right here like that. So when I draw the gun up out of the holster, all I have to do is just drop my elbow down, and I'm already in a firing position as I take it to the target. A lot of people can't carry directly on the side of their body, however. They have to move it around a little bit. So let's examine this. One of the more popular positions is appendix carry. Well, if we take that wrist locked position and we move it around here, if we were going to go at groin line, it would make a certain amount of sense to have a little bit of cant. If we were going to go more towards the navel, it would be more likely to be upright, straight, in order to keep that wrist where it's at. If we went around behind our hip in a classic FBI position, then it would make sense to have the gun canted like many of the holsters are, so that you can get the gun there, draw it up, out, take it to the target. So using this natural locked position where the wrist is going to be at, and applying that to the locations on your belt, can give you a pretty good indication of where you want to carry your gun and how you want to cant it and all that kind of stuff. You got to take into account, again, like if you're wider at the hips than you are at the waist, or you got a big Budweiser tumor or things like that, you got to kind of work around that. Do you wear your trousers low? Do you big them up high? I can't answer those questions. You'll have to answer those questions. But I think what I've given you here is a good place to start to give it critical thought, so that you can get that gun up and out of the target and on the threat in the least amount of time possible. Keep in mind, efficiency is defined as the least amount of time, effort, and energy to achieve your desired goal. So having that gun in a position where you can bring it up and take it out and get it on target is worth the time and the effort, because what is the definition of a good draw stroke? It's having a draw stroke in which the gun arrives where you're looking, which is at the threat. So place the gun properly, have a good draw stroke. It'll give you the confidence that you'll need in the gunfight to prevail. Dave Spalding, Handgun Combatives. Thanks for checking in.